Hello and welcome to our review of Xperia M2. M2 means that it's a successor of Xperia M, and M comes for mid-range smartphones. It's interesting that in 2014 mid-range means 4.8-inch display and 8-megapixel camera. For more, check out our video review. Regarding design, this Xperia M2 looks like all the other Xperia models. The build quality is pretty good. The design, I don't know if you like it. It's a classic Sony Xperia design for 2014. It looks like Xperia Z1, Z2 and all the other Xperia models, which is probably good. Regarding ergonomics, we like that this unlock key is placed here. Also, you get volume keys on the side and you get a dedicated camera shutter, which is pretty good. The device could be a little bit thinner, especially on the edges, but this is how all the Xperia devices look like. It looks different than Samsung, HTC and iPhone. It has its own unique design. Also, it comes in attractive colors. Regarding display, this is a 4.7-inch display with about 220 pixels per inch on this diagonal. The reproduced colors are pretty good indoors, but this display is not as good as the display on Samsung or HTC devices. Viewing angles are good, but it lacks sharpness, it lacks those rich colors that you get on AMOLED display. Now brightness is on automatic and maximum. As you can see, it's usable outdoors. You can see this display, you can use it, but the picture quality isn't very good. It lacks sharpness and the color reproduction looks washed out. Sadly, Sony doesn't have displays comparable to the Galaxy S5 or even to the HTC IPS displays. Keyboard is okay, but it's not that intuitive as on Samsung devices and LG devices because you don't get number keys on top. Also, you don't get function keys like on HTC smartphones, but you do get comma and point on the first screen. Android comes here in Jelly Bean 4.3 version with Sony Timescape UI upgrade, which is something you get on all Xperia devices. It looks pretty good, but aesthetically it's not as appealing as Samsung TouchWiz and HTC Sense UI, but it's much better than cheap Chinese smartphones and cheap LG smartphones. This upper dashboard with icons is made better than on HTC devices. You get some shortcuts you can instantly use, but this is all more intuitive on Samsung devices. The device runs pretty fast right now, but if you install a bunch of applications, it could slow down a little bit because it has only 1 GB of RAM. On Antutu benchmark, you get about 17,000 points, which is not a spectacular result, but you can still run advanced games like Real Racing 3. As you can see, they load a little bit slower, or very slow. We like the way Sony upgraded some of its features in the UI. For instance, you have a Walkman that aesthetically looks very appealing, so if you want to have your collection of music here, it will look very nice. Also, the gallery looks very good. It's not as messed up as on HTC devices. The speaker is on the bottom of the device. It offers very loud sound, but the quality is not as supreme. You can hear a lot of noise, so I'd say that HTC Boom Sound speakers are much better on mid-range devices than this one on Xperia. Xperia M2 is one of the rare smartphones that have physical shutter for camera. As you can see, it snaps pretty fast. Also, if you want to turn on the camera, it'll start after maybe 1 or 2 seconds. Camera interface looks very good. It's taken from Sony CyberShot cameras, and you have some direct buttons for changing front and rear camera. We really like the way this interface looks like. It's pretty handy. The front camera offers a small VGA resolution for shooting selfies. you'll get really poor quality, but in low light conditions, the pictures are terrible. I mean, they're terrible in good light conditions, but in low light, they're absolutely unusable. You won't see yourself on the images. Back camera is much better. It's 8 megapixel camera. It gives good color reproduction, but the details on photos are again destroyed. There is a lot of noise. So I wouldn't say it's for family usage, but it'll be usable for some basic usage, taking photos of something you have to memorize. And for more image samples, check our review, and for video samples of this camera, check links that I just put on the video. In the end, Sony Xperia M looks like all the other Sony Xperia models. For more, check out our review on GdgtCompare.com up there. I invite you to follow us in the future and to subscribe to our channel. That's all from me. Thanks for watching.